Are you thinking about acquiring an AI company? Then one issue that deserves your close attention is the target company's AI training materials. AI training materials, also called training datasets, can include structured databases, text and written content, images and videos, source code, and other forms of stored data. One thing a buyer should confirm is that the company has clear rights to its training data. Companies gather data in various ways. Some create it, some buy or license it, and others scrape it from the internet. If the target company licenses training data, a buyer should review the scope of the license to determine whether it permits AI development, whether there are any restrictions on commercial use, and whether the license is assignable to the buyer. Additionally, a buyer should ensure that the licensor has the right to grant rights to that data in the first place. Instead of licensing a dataset, AI companies can use web scraping techniques to gather data. Depending on how it is done, data scraping could raise potential legal issues, including claims under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. Plus, many websites impose terms of service that prohibit data scraping. Under certain circumstances, violating these terms could result in contractual claims against the company. Copyright law is another potential concern. Since AI training requires copying large amounts of data, companies risk copyright infringement claims. Some jurisdictions, like the UK and EU, allow AI training under certain conditions, but US law remains uncertain. A related issue to consider is whether the company's own AI-generated content is protected. If the company's business model relies on the ownership of its AI-generated works, such as text, images, or code, a buyer should consider what legal protections may apply. The US Copyright Office does not recognize AI-generated content as protectable under copyright law. Because patents and copyrights aren't well suited for AI technology, many companies rely on trade secret protections. As a buyer, you want to know whether the company has implemented strong trade secret practices to protect the business, like requiring confidentiality agreements and IP assignments with all relevant people. Trade secrets are often the most valuable part of an AI business, but only if they are properly safeguarded. When acquiring an AI company, don't just focus on the technology, focus on the legal foundation of its training data. Failing to do so could mean acquiring liability instead of innovation.